Everyone understands. For those who don't know, number 2 South Carolina, their 57 game win streak in the SEC games, it ended because they lost to number 4 Texas, 66-62. When I say 57 game streak in regular season SEC games.
Is there anything better than a trip getting ready?
Nope.
For a long journey where our podcast released a new app and searching for a faith in new fixation. Giving this a subscribe is the same sensation. Started with the day ones, they gave us fuel to support the season. Could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here for a reason. Notification bells, tag some friends, all to let you know. Check your Bluetooth, connect, talking with Donato.
Season 2, episode 78. We back, y'all. This is where streaks go to die. Texas versus South Carolina, NCAA women's game reaction. We got Jamal January. Jamal, hey, this guy's the pride of Austin. You feeling real good right now, aren't you?
I'm feeling really good. Feeling really good. Like you said, pride of Austin, born and raised out of Austin, Texas. Living here for a little until I had to go and run track up at Abilene Christian for 5 years. So, yeah.
Hey, Abilene. Okay, that purple and white. Is that what they do out there?
Purple and white, fight.
They don't know. Now they know. Hey, so it's been a long time coming for the locals to have this kind of national attention. And I'll ask that by saying, how did you take in the game?
I'm not gonna lie. From the first time these two teams met, I believe South Carolina won 50. It was, I want to say it was like 50 to 67 or something like that. I could be wrong, but so I was a little nervous at first, but you can't beat a Longhorn home crowd. Come on, so many people out there. Proud of Austin, baby.
It was electric in there.
Oh yeah, because you were at the game.
Yes, I was. There were a lot of people standing. They said attendance was 10,517 in attendance. And I've been to other games, and first thing that my wife asked me was, is it always this packed? I said, no, it ain't always this packed. But it is now. It is today. And you were telling me off air that ESPN had this on today.
It was on ESPN. The main ESPN channel was on ESPN.
I like that. That tells you everyone understands. For those who don't know, number 2 South Carolina, their 57 game win streak in the SEC games, it ended because they lost to number 4 Texas, 66-62. When I say 57 game streak in regular season SEC games, how does that hit you, Jamal?
Hey, that just shows you how dominant South Carolina has been, throughout the years under Don Staley, like literally.
Yeah. The coach for Texas, he used to coach over in Mississippi State. And did you know he was 4-14 against Don Staley? So our Texas coach is Vic Schaefer. He was 4-14 against South Carolina's Don Staley. So he wanted this today.
Well, sorry, you asked me, did I know? No, I did not know that, but I can definitely believe it. Like, I don't know too much about Mississippi State's basketball history and everything, but I feel like majority of basketball fans know what South Carolina brings to the table each year.
Yes. Okay. I'm gonna say this other little thing to you here.
Mm-hmm.
There was a young lady who had a double-double for the winning team. What's your take on that?
Madison Booker is a dog. I mean, in that radio show that we always talk about, on the radio show that you and I are part of in Austin, whenever Corey Moves comes on, he always talks about Madison Booker this, Madison Booker that, and everything. And hey, she wears number 35 too. Hey, Hey, get her inspiration from Kevin Durant. You know, he also went to Texas. Just throwing that out there. So, dude, she had the. I'm looking at some stats. She had the most minutes out of anybody throughout the whole game, and I mean on South Carolina's team as well. And she put together a great stat line, man. So yeah, she was really dominant. She put up 22 field goals. She did go 0 for 2 from 3, but that's okay. Whenever, as long as your team comes out with a dub, you can say that you did your part.
I'm gonna tell you this. Every shot she took felt like it was going in. Like I think she knew her spots that she wanted to get to, and you could tell she wanted those 22 field goals. You could tell she wanted this win. She wanted the ball in her hands and the opportunity. You could just feel that. So, I felt it.
You were at the game, right? So that play she got that one towards, I think, in the fourth quarter. You probably didn't even see it, but on the TV screen, you know, they had the camera zoom in on her when she was sitting down underneath the basket, and she looked at it and threw up the hook and got right back up and was on. Oh, so maybe you did see it.
I saw it because there was a collective hesitation because the way she went down on her knees, kind of like sliding on your knees with no knee pads, sliding on her knees. So now we're like, man, did she mess up her knees? Is she hurt? And then she finally extended her legs, and it was right over her shoulder, and she did hook them. That again, just telling you, she was in the moment, bro. I really hate that when we look at her field goals, that we're looking at the percentage, the shot percentage. As a team, they went 44%. They still outshot on field goal percentage for South Carolina, but I really like the 11 boards. Do you know that there are players in the biggest moments that have to step up? Would you have expected her to double-double with 11 boards?
Definitely not with 11 boards. I would say, if anything, she does crash the paint a lot, right? But if a double-double was gonna come from her, in all honesty, I thought it was gonna come through the assists and the points and assists. But hey, she stepped up big time because let me see. In total, they had a total of 42 rebounds as a team, and she had 11 of those boards. Yeah, Madison Booker, you did your thing. You did your thing today.
They needed it. You know, so I wanted to talk to you a little bit about some of the game flow, some of the notes that I had, and the game flow. So when we first got out there to start the game, South Carolina jumped out 6-0 right to start. The second half. To start the second half, South Carolina comes out. They jump off to a 6-0 start right to start the second half. Now, they went into the half and they were down. And so Dawn Staley, on the day that her Philadelphia Eagles play, she wore the Super Bowl hoodie, sweatshirt, and she had on some, I don't know if y'all saw it on TV, she had on some green shoes. So I think that was intentional. I just want to know, when you come out for the second half and you score 6 straight, the home team has to call a timeout. You're feeling yourself at that point. Did you feel the momentum had shifted and now we got a different game?
Absolutely, I definitely did. Trying to look here to see which player, but somebody had hit a 3. Pow. There we go. Pow hit a corner 3. And from the view I had, I was like, oh, that's definitely, because her shot is a really high arcing shot.
It is.
And from the view I was like, that's not going, we got to ourselves again. It dropped
right down.
Like, coach timeout. Yeah.
That second half they came out, South Carolina got all the rebounds, and I thought they had the momentum. They made a switch. They put, for the second half, they had Pow at point guard.
They did.
They went away from Full Wiley. And I thought, what are they doing here? I remember thinking during the first half, Full Wiley is fast. You know, she picked that pocket of Rory Harmon and then took it down for a layup. And you could just see the speed difference. So I thought Dawn had to go with Pow because they were still down. So she wanted maybe Pow to change it up, or is she just so stacked with her team that this is her way of getting Pow more minutes?
Yeah. Another thing I saw too with that, Fulwale got kind of, I guess, injured or just had a stinger in her forearm after she hit that one of the layups she had. I noticed it like on her way back down. She was when they were getting ready to play defense, she was holding onto her forearm, and I was like, "Uh-oh, that's a key asset right there." And so they call timeout. She goes back to the tunnel, but then I saw her walk back with a getter in her hand. And, the ESPN commentator Holly Rowe, I think, was talking about it, and she was like, "Yep, she came back, probably just a stinger or something, and got strength back in her shoulder and her forearm, and she's good to go." And so I actually got a little, as a quote unquote South Carolina Don Staley fan. Let me say that. Let me not say South Carolina fan. I'm gonna say a Don. And as a Don Staley fan, I was like, "Hey, if Fulwale don't come back, Texas kind of got this in the bag." I'm not gonna lie.
I didn't know she went back, so that's something I'm glad that was zeroed in on the telecast, because I didn't notice. You didn't want the second half. You didn't want to take your eyes off. So I didn't know that. So thank you for that. Did not know that she left the game. Mm-hmm. In the second half, Dawn Staley went to the ponytail. She had the hair out in the first. She went for the ponytail in the second half. I said, "Oh, it's serious now." Hey, when they pull it back, whoop, 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 hey, we ready to fight. So her team responded. Here's something that I saw and I noticed. Moena Tonda for Texas, she had number 21 kits on skates. She had whatever she wanted in the second half. And I really liked that. What I noticed was that they then took her out. In that second half, Moena Tonda went for the whole game. She went 4 for 4. She had 5 rebounds, 3 defensive, 1 assist, 8 points. I loved her energy.
Yeah.
She's from South Dakota. Texas went all the way out to South Dakota to go find her. She went to Washington High School. She's a junior, so they got another year with her. But I thought in the second half, her going 4 for 4, I really liked her energy, and I really think that helped that second half to quell that second half momentum that the Gamecocks brought in. Here's something I noticed. When Harmon missed those 2 free throws with 1 minute left in the third quarter, did you have a reaction to that?
I sure did.
What did you think?
I was literally like, "Okay, South Carolina, if y'all are gonna come back in this game, this is your chance to do it now."
I know. We all did.
A little bit of a momentum shift right there in that moment, because I'm a person former basketball player that used to play in high school and everything. Whenever a player misses an easy shot, like a quote unquote easy shot, like a free throw, in my mind I'm like, "Oh, this dude is frozen." This dude is frozen. So now they're get back on defense and be mad, so you can literally drive into them to where they're probably gonna foul you, or you might get an and-1 or something, So but I saw there were so many times during this game I saw like 50 momentum changes, and I was just like, I was astonished and just.
So they took after Rory missed those free throws, they took her out. Preston came in. I saw Rory on the side on the bench. She was trying to adjust the because I think she was shook. I think she was very down on herself for that. I saw her adjusting her knee brace. They took Jones out and they put Old Acre in. And in that first half, I'm going to tell you this, Tyler Jones, she's from Dallas. Tyler Jones, in her 19 minutes in the first half, she went 4 for 8. She had 6 rebounds, 4 steals, 1 block, 11 points in total. When they took her out for that second half, I thought it was over, because that's a great line. For one half of work against the number 2 team in the nation, she cooking. Did you notice when she left and Old Acre came in? Did you have any thoughts on that?
I actually did not peep that at all.
Oh, okay.
But at the same time,
that's because I was watching.
I was still impressed by the way Oldacre played this game.
Right. So that's something I want to come back to. Rebounds. You said correctly that Texas out-rebounded South Carolina 42-35. That's the key to the game. Texas won this game from Tyler Jones and Oldacre. Nothing against Madison, but 7 of 22, it's kind of you're off. You're forcing some shots. It ain't dropping. That look. The statistic says that you take all emotion out of it. It is what it is. 7 of 22. Ain't nobody trying to have that against the number 2 team in the nation. We praised Maddie, but we got to be honest. So then where else do you get it from? And it was Tyler Jones carrying them in the first half, and then Oldacre delivering in the second half, getting crucial rebounds. Oldacre had a crucial rebound and put back to make it 53-57. Because as you said, that momentum was coming. Gamecocks were coming. But she got that rebound, took it right back up. Now we got breathing room. 50 because it was 53-55. Breathing room. Now it's 53-57, down by 2 possessions.
Yeah. Obviously the overall goal in basketball is, put the ball in the hoop. Right, the team, whoever at the end of the day, whichever team has the most points win the game. But the little things like rebounds, turnovers. Like I think it was like 5 minutes from that period, from where it was 5 minutes left in the game to 2 minutes left in the game. South Carolina was just forcing up shots and like shot checking. I'm like,
they were.
I was like, UT is definitely about to win this game because they're out rebounding South Carolina, and South Carolina's not putting the ball in the bucket.
Yeah, I'm curious on that. I don't know what happened there. So we just talked about the putback that Oldacre had to give Texas the lead 53-57. I noticed again, Fegan from South Carolina, she had a crucial putback to make it 60-57. And that gave her 7 points, and that brought it back to 1 possession. So if you remember, it was 53-57. That means South Carolina was on a 4-3 run to bring it back to 1 possession, to bring it closer again. Then out of timeouts, the score was 60-57, as I just said. After that putback, Texas runs out of time on their possession. After the putback to bring it back to 1 possession, they run out of time. Rory was trying to chew clock, and then you chewed up too much. They had to rush, get it to Maddie. Madison Booker has to throw up a deep NBA 3. South Carolina gets the ball, goes down, scores. Now it's 60-59. And then then South Carolina follows that up with a steal by that same guard, Full Wally. So it was crucial that Full Wally came back because she made her presence known. So I'm glad that you brought that up because I didn't notice. I just thought we're gonna go with Pow Pow to settle things down, give it a different look. And now you make me wonder, because Full Wally finished with 13, I believe. I'll check that here. Now I'm wondering if we could have had a little change if Full Wally could have stayed in. And so I'm glad you noticed that.
I mean, the reason I say it is because there are some players, you look at them and you're like, this player's a dog. This player got that dog in him. Because I first noticed it from Full Wally last year when they played against LSU. And I was like, this girl is fast. Like, there's not that many college basketball players that are like fast like her. Like, she is quick, and I mean like blazing quick. And so when I first saw that, and when they put up her stat line and it said freshman last year, I was like, oh, this girl's gonna be a superstar. So literally, Dawn Staley figured out the strategy for sure, and picking up her. So
I'm glad that you guys could see that on camera, because in the stadium, I looked at my wife. We said it almost at the same time. Man, she fast. Full Riley, we knew she was fast. Oh, how about this then? So once it came back to 60-59, Texas came out of a timeout. They lobbed the ball into Oldacre for an easy 2. Now that gives them breathing room again. And then it's 61-64. South Carolina makes 1 of 2 free throws. I think that was Edwards. They run clock with Rory, and she lobs it into Oldacre. Oldacre misses, The rebound is by South Carolina. That's with 26.5 seconds left. And then I think we all know what happens after that. Rory says, night. It's 66 to 62. Harmon hits 2 free throws with 10.8 seconds left. And unsung hero, I hope they gave y'all some replays on TV, but how about that block by Holly? Holle.
Yep. I saw it. That was definitely a great defensive job.
Yeah. Her wherewithal to block it and then get it. Yeah, she threw it back to South Carolina, but you're just trying to keep the play alive, but they didn't score. So
they didn't. Not only that, they gave what was it? South Carolina's ball with 0.5 seconds left. If you really look closely on that TV and like during like the live stream, it was definitely Texas's ball. I'm not gonna lie. Hey, I'm not a ref. I got no history with reffing, but that play right there, that it looked like it was UT's ball right there. But
well, they showed it on the Jumbotron, and I immediately looked at my wife and I was like, she stepped out of bounds. I saw the foot of the South Carolina player, and it was out of bounds. But hey, we played on. So Shay Holly is she's from right here in Austin. She went to Westlake.
Yep.
And she's a senior. So that was a good play. I was very shocked with her in that defensive play. So now you've got
like a little wild card from the games that I've seen her years of playing college basketball. So some players, I would say some players would like look at her and be like, oh, she's not bringing nothing to the table. And then she proves herself every game.
Yeah. Yeah. She wanted that block. Like that wasn't a accidental block. Like she elevated, tracked that ball. Hey, get that out of here. Oh, and let me get that because we're gonna do something with it. So kudos. For those who don't know, that was a little inside joke here. Westlake High School that we're referencing. You might have heard of an NFL quarterback called Drew Brees. He went to that school. And if you're current, there's a quarterback for Clemson by the name of Cade Klubnik. He went to Westlake too. So help y'all out. Y'all was like,
one more Super Bowl winning quarterback went to Westlake. Nick Foles.
There it is. Hey, quarterback high school. They make them out there. So Jamal, hey, we appreciate you joining us today for the streak, the 57 in-season regular win streak that South Carolina has. They go down as they come into Texas. Jamal, what happens from here? When you're the number 4 team, you knock off the number 2 team. You only have 2 losses on the season. They're 24-12 now. 24-2, sorry, Texas. What do you see for Texas as we head into the postseason, the SEC tournament, March Madness? What do you take from this?
I would say it gives you motivation, but you can't let it go to your head, because if you let it go to your head, you're definitely gonna blow it. You're gonna blow it for the rest of the season. You're gonna start losing the teams that you're not supposed to lose to. You're gonna go into games thinking that, oh, we're supposed to win this. You have got to keep the foot on the neck during. You can't be like not to do it to them, but you can't be like the UT football team thinking that just because you win it, you're in the lead, that you got the game's over. No, you literally have to keep going. I think what the rankings are gonna come back to. Maybe they might swap them, or they might just move Texas up to 2 and put South Carolina at 5. I don't know. They got so much that they can do with this. The ranking committee can do with this, but they got their hands full. I'll tell you that.
LSU right now is 24-1 on the season. They're playing a barn burner of a game at home against Tennessee as we speak. And that's number 6 LSU. So if they can pull out this win over number 19 Tennessee, that's another name that has to contend with. We're not done yet. South Carolina, Texas. I'm not saying it's over, but it's over for today.
Yeah.
Jamal, Thanks again for joining us. Thank you, everyone, for listening in.
Thank you for having me.
Have a great rest of the day.
You too.